Well, we're still on the matter of security, but we're looking at the sector of tourism, which ideally ought to be getting a boost as December approaches. Is that going to be the situation, particularly in Cross River State, which is known for its carnivals in December time? Well, this morning we're being joined by a former Minister of Tourism, Culture and National Orientation. Mr. Adam Duke is right there in Calabar for us. Thank you so much for joining us, sir, this beautiful morning. And I'm sure that you've also been wondering and you've been a little concerned about national development, especially as a former minister and a senior citizen. Can you tell us your own reading of what has been happening nationally and what your expectations for your state are, especially with regards to tourism? I think we ought to be getting a boost as December approaches. Is that personal orientation? Mr. Adam Duke is right there in Calabar for us. Thank you so much. Okay, I don't know if you can hear us, Mr. Adam Duke, because what I can hear is my own voice back at me. Perhaps we could try this again. If you heard me, can I just get an hello?
Join this program this morning. Indeed, you know, it is a very trying time for us as a country, as a people. The incessant issues of security that is bedeviling the country across the country is one that would be most challenging, especially for us in Cross River State. But I believe that as we continue the engagement, as the federal government and the security agencies evaluate and modify their strategies, it is my hope that we will find a solution sooner than later. For Cross River State, we have always held our spirits high. We have always been a very welcoming destination. It is our hope that, you know, with the kind of strategies and security networking that has been put in place, the government of Cross River State, also working with federal agencies and authorities, will be able to put an enabling environment in place, you know, which will ensure that our usual December activities are hitch-free.
Indeed. Well, we were greeted with the return of TINAPA, that huge investment made by the Cross River State government many years ago. That investment has now been returned to the Cross River State government, hopefully for further development from AMCON, which it would seem the state had been indebted to. It had taken over the assets, so to speak. What are your expectations? That investment has now been returned to the Cross River State government, hopefully. You hear me?
I think I'd like to pay my respects to the governor of Cross River State, Apostle Senator Prince Bassey Ededo, for the audacity of conviction, for him to have engaged with AMCON and ensured that systematically, you know, which has returned this great asset to the Cross River State. And I think that especially for that resort, there are a couple of things that need to be addressed going forward, and that would require a policy re-evaluation. And I personally would strongly suggest that for these TINAPA projects to now see the light of day, the policy foremost. I don't think there is any reason why we should continue to expect that this business and tourism resort should be a free trade zone. This is principally because superintendence is in the hands of so very many federal government agencies with policies, somersaults, and so on and so forth. It will be difficult for you to get a convergence of views and policies to support this. And we can take that, to the bank. The government must ensure first and foremost that administration, all the indices of to support in the past, especially when you have agencies like NEBSA, you have immigration, you have the customs, you have security, all superintending one project. You find out that years to come, you hardly find the convergence. It is my hope that government will be able to take a very drastic step aside from what had been the initial, framework for the Tinapa project. In my mind, it is critical, first and foremost, to address the infrastructure deficit and the challenges around it. I want to say, for instance, that lack of a proper and accessible road between Cross River and into the rest of the country is a major setback for a renewed and reinvented Tinapa. Transportation, the issues of security, all of this have to be addressed. And then a Marshall Plan, which will bring entrepreneurs, venture capital, angel investments, would be able to now put in place an outline business case that will be the stepping stone into the future of the reinvestment and regeneration of the Tinapa Resort for Cross River State.
Last year, Nigeria witnessed something unprecedented with regards to what happened in Christmas. It was tagged Dirty December by tourists who were coming into the country in droves. So much so that this year we heard from the Minister of Arts, Tourism, and Arts, Culture, Tourism, and Creative Economy up a task force. What will be some of the expectations you will have of such a task force?
I believe that, with due respect to the other, we've already determined that there would be a task force, to define Dirty December and all of that. There must be some kind of stakeholders, that have sat together to identify how Dirty December will be of value to Christmas and the festival in Calabar, and vice versa. And I think that those conversations at this point in time, but I dare say Calabar and the entire festival is a completely unique product, not in Nigeria, not in West Africa, in the entire continent of Africa. And because it is a month-long event, it also takes cognizance of people who have various interests in core carnival, in the resort discovery, and ecotourism, and so on. This is a state where you would be traveling 7 hours. You're in the same state, and it has a potpourri, a basket of activities to engage the interest of a whole lot of people. We have, one of national parks, the species national park, Buki, and all of that, you know, are things that would engage about, of course, a potpourri of activities embarked upon by individual business interests. All right? Then, in Cross River State, you have a holistic product that is of interest to a broad spectrum of people. And I believe that if there's going to be a task force, we must identify the unique selling points of each of these destinations and try to aggregate the benefits and put out a product, either a unified product or individual marketing strategies will ensure that each of these markets benefit from tourist arrivals.
Well, I believe that I want to say we owe you, or you owe us, but somewhere there is an owing of a full, robust conversation around what needs to be done to develop our tourism sector, because clearly we're still punching below our weight with regards to what is happening in our tourism sector. But depending when that happens, from Calabar. Chief Adam Duke, we look forward to engaging with you once again.
Thank you. And I want to say that for this particular sector, where the low entry barrier is low, where the benefits cut across all manner of interest and professional lines, if we focus attention and avoid shadow boxing, we can mine the cultural and tourism sector in such a way. It is one of the top three, contributors to GDP in any part of the world. And Nigerians are the ones who enrich other countries by the power of our spending and the adventurism of our people. Therefore, we must aggregate that into this country in order to give us a better appreciation and benefit from culture and tourism as an economic sector.
Thank you once more.